got kind of a vloggy style video for you today. We're headed down to Bushnell Motorsports Park with the new to me, it's a Phantom Banshee dirt cart from 1997. I had some drinks and got on Marketplace and ended up buying this this cart, not knowing anything about karting whatsoever. And there is a local dirt track to us called the Original Speedway Park. We always called it Micro Racetrack. And it's been operating since 1958, when ironically, come to find out, I found their Instagram and there's a picture of my great-grandfather who was there at the very first race, Clyde Nussel wrote. And he was a champion micro midget racer, dirt ovals and stuff in the southeast. Holds a NASCAR national speed record, which is ironically the slowest NASCAR speed record in terms of miles an hour. It's like 58.2 miles an hour or something, but which is pretty incredible for a little, I can't remember the engines he was using, I'm blanking on it. But in the spirit of that, this is my great-grandfather's, it's Cornwell actually, Cornwell tool chest that he would use at his races, carry his tools around. So anytime I go racing, I take that. But now, finally, getting into karting after all this time. And, you know, the big question of today's video is going to be, I guess I'm going to have to hold this. The big question of today's video is going to be, how does a dirt cart do on the asphalt? I think it's going to do all right. The track says, hey, you probably won't have fun. So we're going to see. The only thing that gives me a little bit of hope is some random expert on Reddit said he actually won two sprint championships on asphalt in a Phantom Banshee cart. And so, whatever. You know, yes, the geometry is different. It's designed to go left. There's things like that, but maybe we can pull some of that out with alignment and stuff. But essentially, we have a wildly untested cart, except for a couple runs we did in an abandoned, not abandoned, but a community that's under construction, but no houses yet. And we're like literally saying, well, let's take it to the track, see what happens. And that's what we're doing. This has picked it up with a Predator Ghost engine, billet flywheel, billet rod. So I had some things already done to it. I imagine that's going to make it a little difficult to get into some classes because of modifications and stuff like that, but it doesn't matter. This is kind of a test and tune day, owner track time at Bushnell Motorsports Park. So if you ever wondered how that works, I'm going to take you along so you can see too, and we're gonna learn together, because I have no idea. I've never done it before. I've only raced the rentals there, and which is a blast. But you know, we wanted our own cart. Now we're like, if this can double duty for dirt and the sprint for the asphalt, then great. And if not, we'll end up getting an asphalt cart later. But for now, we're gonna see what this thing can do. So let's do it.
I prefer
Didn't do any more filming because, well, things got a little wacky. Didn't do a lot of filming because things went wrong, as they do with racing, and it seems like every time I race. Besides the point. So, first heat, go out there, running laps. Kart's doing decent, but we'll get into the differences where I can tell this is a dirt kart in a second. But basically, I hear this noise. Go, what the heck is that? And then all of a sudden, I have no more power. Engine is fine. Engine's making noise, but my forward movement completely stops. And then as I coast to a stop and pull over, once the revs on the engine come down, they die. So, or the motor dies. So, and come to find out, basically what happened is, I guess I didn't have this sprocket Allen nut tight enough. Or maybe it was, but there's so much vibration and forces at play that the key that was in here left chat, just gone. So that was causing this to actually, the whole sprocket came over and was starting to impact, there's still some of the metal, to impact that frame. And I have it moved over exactly where I want to keep the chain in line with the clutch, with the crankshaft over there. So it is close, but it needs to stay right where it is. So picked up was done for the day. We just hung out, talked to people. But grabbed a piece of 1/4-inch plate steel. And then I had, if you can see right there, I actually did have to shave it down a little bit to get it to fit, because it's 1/4-inch wide and I don't know, maybe 3/16 tall. I didn't actually measure, I just grinded it down until it fit. So new key in there, longer key. You know, hopefully it won't be able to back all the way out and come out, and I would notice the slack before that happens. But then the engine died and I couldn't get the engine to crank. And it turns out there was just a little piece of contamination in the idle jet. And once I cleaned it out, everything was good to go, but didn't figure that out at the track, and it didn't matter because everybody there is in sprint karts, not dirt karts, so nobody had any 1/4-inch. It's all like 6 mil European stuff, so was out of luck for the day. And that being said, for the 15 or so laps that I got, this thing was ripping. And I was getting passed by all the other karts out there. Not only do I not have the skills or the experience to keep up with anybody, that anybody that was in a regular sprint kart would eventually catch me and pass me. But, you know, it was doing decent. So when it comes to dirt and sprint karts, there's a few main differences, and everything in the chassis, so they say, I still haven't confirmed all this, is designed to turn left. Everything's turning left. But the big obvious differences is, well, you have these big meaty boys back here, and they are 12 by 9.5 by 6, so that's 12 inches tall, 9.5 wide, and a 6-inch rim. And then over here on the right side, you got an 11.5 by 6 by 6, and the front left side is 10.5 by 4.5 by 6. So a much smaller tire over there, because honestly, you're on a dirt oval, throwing the kart like this, drifting around left, so your left tire doesn't rub as much or take as much abuse or even really have to do that much except on the straight. And even some of the sites like TS Racing, they will sell you 3 tires, because you apparently wear that one out so much slower than you do these other ones, that they sell these commonly. So first and foremost, the kart ripped on the track and had a blast, and it was, total new. I mean, yes, I've done some rental karts, but a total kind of new experience of being out there with your own kart. But the G-forces and no suspension, it's just a wild experience. It was really, really awesome. So we're definitely looking to get a sprint kart because, like I said earlier, I want to do dirt with this as well. But I had a blast using this dirt kart on the asphalt, and I'm sure that there's some things maybe evening out at least the height of the tire on the fronts would probably do a ton to keep the kart flat and level as you're running the course. But Bushnell Motorsports Park is like 12 left-hand corners and 4 rights. So it's predominantly lefts, which is what that kart is ideally suited for. So I would notice in some of the especially sharper right-hand corners, I would kind of dive in like I sort of normally would to apex the corner. But once you transfer that weight over onto the left-hand side, you don't have as much grip, and it would push a couple times. And I would have to either, I say left foot brake, it's obviously left foot brake, but brake a little bit to transfer some of that weight to the front while giving it a little more throttle to kind of kick the rear around to turn the kart in those corners. Now, that's what I would do because I really don't know enough to do it correctly. And it's kind of what I was doing to band-aid the situation because it was just the first thing my mind would come to fix the problem. So, but I say that it wasn't enough of an issue that it was ruining my laps whatsoever. It was enough that, you know, I might brake a little differently than I would a left-hand corner, not carry as much speed in and try to get more speed out, something like that. That also being said, the brakes on this, apparently dirt karts, you know, I don't know how kind of up to date this braking system is, but all the karts I saw out there were like double stacked. They were not necessarily bigger, but just a double stacked, you know, rear rotor. But, you know, I'm not really sure what that means, except I guess with dirt karting, a lot of your scrubbing of your speed comes from just letting off the throttle, and you're carrying momentum through your turns. So it's less about I need hard down braking in a straight line and then I'm making my corner. It's just different with dirt. I mean, it was nothing that ruined my day and is almost kind of maybe going to teach me a little better momentum driving than I would get otherwise. So all that's great, and it was great, and going again this weekend. But let's get into, you know, you picked up a kart on Marketplace. What do you need to actually go to the track? There are some things I'm not 100% sure about, because apparently the karts are supposed to have a full-size rear bumper. This does not. It's propped up on the wood so I could run the motor. It's supposed to have a bumper, plastic or whatever, that comes and will go all the way encasing the rear tire. And a lot of that's to stop a kart from coming up, hitting your rear tire, and riding up onto you. The dirt karts, I think even Original Speedway Park, Micro Racetrack, they require a full-length bumper, and luckily Phantom Chassis sells them. And then also like a hopper stopper, which will be kind of a guard maybe that goes here. Some of them will bolt here, and to your, the bolt here, and be a loop that comes up. And basically, it's if a kart does come up and ramp over you, it's something to catch the kart and not hit you. BMP, Bushnell Motorsports Park, didn't say anything about mine. It's kind of a very chill, low-key thing, but I think I'm technically supposed to have a full-length bumper. I have a bumper, just not a full-length one, so not too sure about that. But then, in addition to the tools and stuff you'll need, there are some requirements, and there are some that are just good to have. You have to have closed-toed shoes. Well, Speedwell's finally kicked the bucket, actually, that track day. So those are done. So I just have some other, I use these for driving the Nissan all the time. They're just really good pedal feel. They're just some actually New Balance work shoes. But from leaving work every day, driving, I don't know, these just work great. And I think they'll be great for the karts too. Gloves are a requirement. These were $27 at TS Racing. And that's the local shop to me down in Bushnell, Florida. And I also picked up, because I thought I was just going to order a easy, what's the company, Race Quip. I thought I was going to order an easy Race Quip suit or jacket, and turns out that karting jackets are different. There are summer and indoor karting jackets that are very similar to the Race Quips or an SFI rated Nomex suit, and those are more about fire protection, and you're inside a car, so it doesn't have the same concerns as a kart would, because a kart, if you get ejected, you need abrasion resistance. I mean, how you can hear that, it's almost not canvasy, but kind of tarpy. It's made to be abrasion resistant for you sliding against concrete. So this one, they had ones without this bling, but the guy says, yeah, you don't need the heat shield on the karts unless you had a dirt cart, because a dirt cart you lay lower in and your arms up against the exhaust. And I said, oh, well, in that case, I'll take this one. So a little bit more, but it protects your arm from burning on your exhaust, which isn't, now that we've moved the engine over a couple inches, well, inch and a half, that really hasn't been an issue. So got that from TS Racing. Picked up gotta have a neck brace, so just got K1 adult size neck brace, and also picked up a couple head socks. And that's really about, I have actually ordered another helmet for Austin and I, but if you're, not only do you not want sweat in your helmet, if you're switching with somebody, you want your sweat contained to, you know, your sock. Then the helmet, that's kind of the big one. I saw some people actually using like motorcycle helmets, DOT, and you'll usually find that information back there. Whereas this is also DOT, but it's see the SA 2015. SA is for automotive. It's like for automotive racing or karting or whatever, where a helmet for a motorcycle will be MA rated. MA rated helmets are technically not allowed for any kind of automotive event. It has to be an SA rated. This is an SA 2015. They do have 2020 out now. And so far, currently, everyone is still allowing 2015 helmets to be used. I'm sure at some point, I'm not sure when, but at some point they'll say, no more 2015, got to get the new 2020. But that's just kind of a side note. Those are your main things you have to have. If you don't have a kart, you only have a jacket, you have to wear jeans. I did see people with kind of like Dickie style pants or whatever. Again, your track will vary. Check your rules, but this was the basics of what I had to bring in order for them to let me on the track. And of course, there's a whole bunch of things that I don't know about because I haven't entered in any series or anything. I'm just kind of doing the local owner time track days. But to compete in competition, there's a huge list of different classes, some just for Predator, some for like a LO206, Briggs & Stratton, you know, specific engines, sealed engines, shifter karts, the certain weights, ages, you know, it's like any racing, but it seems to be a lot more and a little more difficult to figure out with karting. But so get into that eventually, but for now we're getting on the track and getting some laps. Well, sort of. This weekend should be better. I did this video because I kind of needed something like this when I got this kart, and I'm like, how the heck do I do this? I'm reading all the rules and reading forums and stuff, so hopefully that helps somebody else. And any questions, let me know, and I'll try to keep updating as things progress. And I did forget one of the most important things that you have to bring to the track, or at least when you get home from the track. And that's Super Clean. I'm being a little funny, but kind of sponsored by Super Clean. I say that, but they send me Super Clean stuff, and I post it in a video. And not only that, we use the stuff all the time anyway. I mean, it needs it right now. It's dirty as hell. But not only that, I can do competitions, giveaways, stuff like that. And if you win, all you have to do is give me a name and an address. They send you stuff. And this is the second time I've done this with them now. And pretty cool. Got a hat and a shirt last time. And yeah, it's awesome. So that being said, first person to comment Super Clean down below, you can just, we'll figure out email or something to send me your name and address. I send it to the marketing lady at Super Clean. She sends you some swag. So I was a little skeptical when they first asked me to do it, and I said, what the hell? What do I have to lose? Sure enough, Super Clean stuff showed up. So, it's something I use anyway. How can I go wrong? So, yeah, comment Super Clean down below. Any questions about the carts? Obviously, my experience is limited, but I am more than happy to help and try and contribute whatever I know. So, yeah, please let me know. And maybe y'all can help me with some of the things that I'm missing. So, until next time, see you at the track.
If you need a change, you need to look for